Really, Daddy? Another stupid picture? Hurry up already.
In the past decade, there have been several thousand reported possible Bigfoot encounters, just in the United States Pacific Northwest region alone.
Breaking news is Bigfoot is real. According to a group of researchers, they call themselves the Sasquatch Genome Project, and they released what they say is proof.
You know, this is such a big deal. If there are man-like primates running around in the wilderness of the Pacific Northwest.
4 feet right there.
An investigator measures an unusual series of footprints left in the snow in Washington state.
Here in the Northwest, the legend of Bigfoot dates back hundreds of years.
God, slow down.
You're fine. Calm down.
You're going almost 60 to 35.
I've been driving half my life. I know how to drive.
God, I can't believe you're so
Just
alive.
relax. Enjoy the ride. You'll live. I drive all the time without you in the car, and everything's just
Okay,
fine.
slow down.
You're
Hold on
fine.
railroad tracks.
You'll be okay.
What the hell was that?
I have no idea what that was.
I thought it was the reflector on the post.
That's what I thought too. But then it moved
And
and went into the
went
woods.
across the road.
Yeah,
What the hell?
that's what I seen too.
Did you see the two? They're just two dots.
Yeah,
there was one, and then we saw two.
Yeah,
Oh my
looks like
God.
red reflective eyes.
That was up pretty high too. That was like, I don't know, 8 feet.
7.5, 8 feet.
How you doing tonight, bud?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Yeah, good.
Right on.
So, why don't you tell me on that night you and your wife were together? Tell me a little bit about what happened.
We see what looks like red reflectors in the road.
Yeah.
And I was about 6 feet from the ground, probably in our van. And so I'm guessing that these red reflectors were probably about 7.5 to 8 feet off the ground.
Wow.
And it was kind of on the side of the road, so I thought maybe it was just like a reflector somebody would have in their driveway or something like that. And by the time we got to around 100 feet or so of it, I noticed that the reflectors were moving and they were like blinking. And so when we came up around the corner, that's when the reflectors went off into the woods. And immediately after that, when we drove past that area, I said to my wife, I said, you know, that was an animal that we just seen, right? And I didn't know exactly what it was I seen at first, but afterwards, when that happened, I started thinking about it and wondering what animal would be, you know, have eyes that are 7.5 feet to 8 feet off the ground around here. There's bear and there's deer, but they wouldn't nearly be that high off the ground. And I just thought it was really weird. And
according to your audio, you guys fighting, it definitely kind of stopped the fight, didn't it?
yeah,
Because you could tell she got quiet too.
I was completely dumbfounded after that.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was that I seen, and I wasn't jumping to any conclusions, you know, thinking that it was Bigfoot or anything like that, but the more I thought about it, the more I wondered what would have eye shine like that would be glowing that profoundly, you know?
Yeah.
So it totally stumped me. I'm not 100% sure what it was exactly that I seen, but I just know that it was something that I have never seen, you know. YouTube searching, and I noticed that a lot of the things that are Bigfoot related all have something to do with red eye shine, which I thought was kind of a little bit peculiar, you know.
Yeah.
And so I never thought about it too much about it, you know, until
Did you hear that? Did you hear that over there?
No.
Like that crack?
No, I didn't hear that.
Oh, must be a deer or something back in the woods there.
Yeah.
Anyway, since we're talking about Bigfoot, you've had some experience in your family too. Your dad, long time ago?
Yeah, my dad, when he was hiking the Pacific Crest Trail in 1977, was at a point where he was but in a ridge, like in a gully, and there was two ridges, and he was in the middle of nowhere by himself, and he heard what sounded like people like laughing and everything kind of in a distance. The more he listened to it, the closer it sounded like it got, and pretty soon he just heard this mumbling, and he was miles and miles away from the nearest people or anything like that, just in the middle of nowhere by himself.
The Pacific Crest Trail, he was like one of the first.
Yeah, this was early in
people
the Pacific
to do
Crest
that.
Trail,
Yeah,
when it wasn't really even fully completed yet.
Right.
But
and so, if anybody doesn't realize, that goes along the Sierra Nevadas and along the Cascade Range, all the way from Mexico to the Canadian border.
Yep.
So he was quite the adventurist, and to be that far from everybody.
Yeah, he was completely by himself, and it freaked him out so bad that he got up in the middle of the night and packed all of his stuff and walked. And he said the whole time he was walking in the night, he could hear something paralleling him, breaking trees and all that, and he could hear the footsteps while he was walking.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that would be very scary.
So he's had his own experiences, so. It freaked him out so bad that he got up in the middle of the night and packed all of his stuff and walked. And he said the whole time he was walking in the night, he could hear something paralleling him, breaking trees and all that, and he could hear the footsteps.
So you found this one particular audio stuff on YouTube, right? That they were doing some calls with some amplified equipment and stuff like that?
Yeah, they do call blasting. So they will just take a PA system or whatever and have suspected Sasquatch calls, and they'll blast it on a PA system at however many decibels or whatever that they have available, and
Nice.
And they wait for a call back and hear, see if they hear anything back, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't,
So by those sounds that you hear, you think you can try to mimic a couple of those?
I could give it a shot.
Yeah.
I could try.
All right.
Let's see.
Nice.
I shit my pants if I heard something.
I know. And your mind wants to hear something. So I almost thought I heard something to start, and then never really did, I guess. Did you hear that? I think it's just the wind. All right, you want to try one this way?
Sure.
Okay. That was pretty good. Did you hear that? I think it's just the wind. I know. your mind wants to hear something. So I almost thought I heard something. Well, you know, I almost thought I heard a little bit of something, but I wasn't sure. Well, thanks, bud. Thanks for coming up here and
Yeah, thank you.
giving me the little interview there. And
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what people think.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was fun.